Okay, hi everyone. This time we're gonna program together the delete one. Sadly, one person that was jealous turned off my recording. I don't know why. I don't know how. I don't know the reason at all. But let's continue. Well, I was making this, and sadly, someone I don't know why was jealous because I was listening to a music that has a face of a girl that is similar to him. I want you to understand something between you and me. My name means advisor. Because your girl is similar to mine in appearance, it does not mean that it's the same girl. I will repeat that. If your girl is similar to mine in appearance, it does not mean that it's the same as mine. Okay? If you are jealous, if you get jealous because of the name of your girl that is similar to mine, it doesn't mean that it's my girl. She's she and my girl is my girl. You have to respect my decisions because you don't know what girl is by the appearance of an anime. That's out of sense. You have to come and just come to the earth because the reality is an anime does not define actually a whole person. They can be even similar, even almost like, you know, twins, but it doesn't mean that it's the same girl. So, next time, don't stop my video because of things like that. Thank you. By the way, I was just listening just a music where she appears. And I'm talking about the last video, but there are people that are just like that. I was on the barber shop, and the barber man told me there are people that are praying for you for your bad. And I said, really? I didn't expect that. And he said, yes, there are people like that. And it's true. We have to say the truth. There are people that pray for you for your bad, and you are not even pending to them. Okay, here you see the delete one. Okay, what I'm going to explain you this completely because sadly it got stopped alone. Before I have here just a console log, and I will show it to you for you to have like a track of what I have been doing. You will see my progress. I will make here a console log of the task, and actually here is tasks. And in here, I'm going to put that console log for you to see what brings forth the delete task function. And the query tasks. And here, delete task, we can send this completely, the whole array, okay? What I did was that in here on the index HTML, I put ID and I put task and I surrounded with brackets and the I. Okay. After that, I went to index.js and in here I put delete and after that is the get task, which is not needed actually in this moment. But um, let's just erase it. No, it's needed. You know why? Because I call it here, right below down here. Well, I could even call it by the outside, but I put it in the inside because I don't like to make many calls to the outside when I can make calls in the same scope. I don't know if you know what is a scope. The scope is what surrounds a function, and if you make calls to a function in one scope, it's better that if you make calls to functions in different scopes. Even though Sometimes it seems that you are saving code. It's better to save memory, call to the database, and, and space. I mean, dígame, yo no sé, yo estaba durmiendo. Ahorita yo estaba durmiendo. Sí, cuando ellos se fueron, sí. Ok. Okay, as I was saying, you see here this found task, and this is got or gotten from the delete task. But this delete task actually does not have the task. So what I'm going to do is to send to receive, sorry, here the task. I am not receiving them task, and I can even erase this because this required query is giving me the task, and I can even change and I can even put that on here. Look here. No, like that. No. Let me see. On here, like this, and this. I mean, well, being honest, this is just a callback that is in a promise. So at the end, this is the same as this. Okay, I don't have to change it. I put it in here and I use it here. Here, I don't send anything because I don't need anything to send. But to delete a task, I need to send the whole task object, and that's what I'm doing. Let's now check how does it work. I'm going to return the tasks, and that should give me a console log of the task. Let's see. Let's go now to students, eliminate, and as you can see, it gave me the object. That was what I wanted. But I got an error that I don't like. And it is that you see here the ID. This ID is actually not the ID of the task. It's the whole object. So I have to change that on here. I have to put task that task ID like this. And now when I get to here and I get the required query task, now I can also get the task ID. But in this case, I will just remain it like that just to test. Let's test it. Let's see if the error is fixed. Okay, let's delete this whole object on here and put home. And let's eliminate. And you can see that the ID here is correct. That's what I want. And here it shows the object twice. That's something that is common because I am making a console log of the object twice in a certain way. Why? Because I am calling this task await two times. I am calling it here and I am calling it also here. And that's why it makes a console log task twice. Because this module find is returning the task twice. And when it's returning it, it returns it on the console here. This one is, for example, this one, okay? But this other one is from the return here, this one. If I put, for example, this like this as a comment, you will see that it will not be even required. And I can even erase it. Let's test it for you to see. Okay? Not index. Let's go here. Let's refresh. And you can see here, one object. You see, that was what I was saying. It's just one object. And here, the ID is one ID with the number of the ID. Now, what we have to do is to find what is the function that is going to make the delete. I found a function that is called delete one. Let's test this one, and then we're going to return again the tasks. Let's test it, okay? It's just to put task ID and the task that is going to be deleted. Um, tasks, and here this should be, you see, tasks, this is from here, and task ID, tasks, task ID. Being honest, this should work or could work just like that. Because here I am sending the task, and you saw that I was able to get the also one thing that I am missing that I have realized right now is that you see, for example, this task ID, I can even put it directly. I mean, I can put, for example, like this, required query task, and here that task ID. And that is going to be even more secure. I mean, this is more how can I say it? More direct. But I will try with the task ID because I want to use this parameter. But for me to recognize it, I will have to put it like this, and that's it. You see here I receive the tasks, here I use it, but there is something. You see this task model that find. This task model that find will return me all the tasks, but I don't want that. What I want is just to delete one task. So I can even, being honest, I can even erase this whole thing here and put just an await. And I can erase this, and I can put, for example, const new tasks array, and we return that. And that's everything. Now the task that I am using here is more direct, and this is being used directly to delete one task, and I am not making rounds or nothing weird. This is just to delete, and that's it. And after I delete the task, I get the tasks from the found tasks that are supposed to be the same tasks that are on the query, and that's an error. Here, that's an error. You know why? Because this is different than this. So what I'm going to do is to let me see. Well, being honest, when I send the delete task, this is going to be returning me a new array. So this is going to be different. Okay, let's just test it. If I'm not wrong, We are very close to finishing this. Let's say to finishing at least the delete process. And we got a problem with the task ID, and it says that it is not possible to recognize. Um, let's put here, for example, console.log tasks, and let's stop the code here by making just erasing it. Okay, I caught it. I caught it actually. Okay, there is a function to stop the code that is debugger, but there is another one that I forgot. Let's refresh, and here you see that it says undefined. As you can see, the tasks are not being well received, but it is not that we are not getting it here. Um, let's see what is the problem. Query task. Okay, let's make it easier. It doesn't have much sense, but it actually has sense. The problem is that, for example, if I make a require query task task ID, it should find it. I mean, here it should find it. Let's see. You will see. If I refresh, it says that require is not defined. Yes, it is because here, oh my goodness. Let's put just tasks in the console log. We're gonna go slowly, okay? I'm gonna hit eliminate, and you can see that it says undefined. Okay, that's something that I was not expecting because it was working before. And as it said before, we can get the, for example, task ID. Let's see that. And you can see here the number one. I mean, this is working. The task ID is working. But what is not working is to delete the task itself. So let's just receive here the task ID. And what I erased before, I'm going to paste again here. And instead of putting task ID, I'm just going to put task ID. And it's going to be this one here. And you can see that now it is kind of very direct. Okay, let's refresh again. As you can see, it is no more undefined. Okay, that's an advanced. I mean, we're moving forward. Let's go now to eliminate, and you can see it's working. We have done it. So we have made the eliminate function in some minutes after my lunch. I'm going to make the addition of tags, which is not something complicated. It's going to be similar to this, and I'm very happy. Trust me. Now, what I have to do is just to make like a redirection because if I refresh the page, it will send another request even though actually the request will not do anything because this task is already erased. But uh, it's a good practice to have like an accordance. I mean, uh, to be in accordance with what is being shown on the interface. And if you want to test that what I have done is working, we're gonna test it in some minutes. When I make the other video, we're gonna add some tasks from the back end, and you will see that automatically they will appear here. But we are also going to create a formulary to add a new task, and that's it. After that, what we're going to do is to make this interface to look much better. And at the end, we're gonna make the edit task, which is not going to be difficult neither, but we're gonna make it at the end because it's something that, being honest, is more difficult than everything that we have done until now. So thank you for staying with me until this moment. Remember that Jesus Christ from Nazareth loves you much more than no one else. By the way, I love you. The little girl who said that she's not little, she's actually by my she has my age, but she knows who she is.